photography. And Lucia is an expert at her art. And I would love to introduce a little bit about her newest project, Becoming, which is a beautiful launch that I know you would love to share.
I'm very excited to share it. So yeah, what we've been working on together and something I'm very excited to offer to all women and anyone identifying as female. It's about so much more than a photo shoot. All of my photo shoots are about empowering girls and women, but with this, there's more of an inner work component. And so we're helping guide the women that are part of this project to release some old labels and beliefs they have about themselves, of not being enough, and give themselves the grace and the permission to spend time with themselves and identify who it is they are becoming and who they want to be more of. I believe becoming is such an ongoing process, and it's definitely not you're a problem now and then you're going to become something great. It's the caterpillar was always the butterfly. But in this process, we're helping women kind of identify that through workbook and through guided meditations, and then visualizing that woman they're becoming through the portrait experience and fine art portraits, where they get to become art and see themselves as art and see themselves as valuable and worthy of existing as art, and have this physical daily reminder of how gorgeous and powerful and enough they are. I'm excited to hear more about how your feelings on that experience.
Well, the most amazing thing is, not only the friendship that has been created from this, but also the re-empowerment of myself, not only as a woman, but as breaking free of a lot of the labels that I have been associated with most of my life. Becoming was a big part of my reclaiming and my stripping away the label that was given to me only a year ago, which was my whole journey, was really becoming bipolar. And I think watching yourself become the butterfly, feeling your wings spread, feeling that experience where you're valuable and should be honored, and also for me to reclaim my body because it was sexually taken advantage of. I got to become truly naked.
We find that almost every woman that comes into the studio has some story to tell, and it's such a universal thing, and there's a lot of shared trauma and a lot of shame and guilt around it that we don't deserve to hold.
And it doesn't serve. We don't deserve, and it doesn't serve.
And it's time to let it go.
It is.
And see ourselves reflected in a new light, because we all have that light. It's there. It just might be really damped down for some. And so my job as a photographer and through this project is to help that light shine out, and for me to capture it in a way that feels really authentic, that then these women and you can see a picture of yourself and see yourself, but see this version of yourself you didn't really even know existed or that you'd forgotten.
And that is the light. You've seen the light within yourself enough to see it in them.
I have. It's
and
been
you've
a
been
hugely transformative journey for me, being a photographer. I went from no self-esteem, no confidence, very, very low self-worth, to knowing my value, knowing my worth, creating art that I'm so proud of and cannot wait for women to see themselves the way I see them. Because every woman I see, I'm like, oh my God, you're gorgeous. Every woman I see. And I just want to photograph her, and I want her to see it, because I know as a woman, it's incredibly hard. I can pretty much guarantee she's not seeing herself the way that I see her or loved ones see her. And so I'm just so insanely driven to bring women along in this journey to find more self-value and self-love through seeing their beauty, because it's so tied in.
That is so beautifully said, and it's so true. Everyone has this extraordinary, unique beauty, and you really do capture it. And it's you shining the light. I've never thought about it with the lens, like the capturing the light and the dark, and I think you've been able to capture both also in me, some of the anger and the sadness. And I'd like to just say that part of it for me was being free enough in a place to let it out as a creative art process, instead of, not a lot of people want to see a scream or, but there was almost a performance art aspect to getting out some old stuck stuff and being safe to do it. And that was really cool too. It was beautiful, but it was also raw and visceral, and I'm proud of those images too, because this is all part of the journey.
Yeah. And that's an important part of all these becoming shoots. If women want it, is doing starting with a really raw, vulnerable, open, sort of paying homage to those wounds, those traumas, but knowing and sort of releasing as much as
thanking them,
and
even
thanking them. Yeah. And then moving through the shoot to celebrate many different versions of yourselves, like the different chakras that we did, and then finishing it with this elaborate, beautiful, creative, styled image. And for you, we did the lotus. That is so representative of who you are and who you're becoming, and rooted in the ground with this beautiful light awakening. And so it's this beautiful process from raw to your most highest form in a creative way that can then be displayed in an eventual gallery show, these images, an eventual book. And so then other women can learn from these women's stories, these women's experiences, and feel that shared experience that we all feel.
And we're all always becoming. I think that's the point, is that it's never a final point. It's never like the lotus blooms and then she's done. It's a constant, open-ended, creative, truly infinite process.